9 of the biggest problems baby boomers are facing today. Hey everybody, this is Michael Convery with Retire with Coffee, and as you can see, John is not with me today, so I thought, being that this is episode 3, and 3 is my favorite number, I'd bring you a show on my own. So I hope you guys are ready. In the last show, we went over 9 of the biggest problems that baby boomers are facing today, but we only got to cover 4 of them. That means we have 5 more to cover. So we're going to get into the rest of the 9 biggest problems that baby boomers are facing today. This is episode 3 of Retire with Coffee, and this is the second part of that show. We're going to roll right into the 5 things that baby boomers have to tackle, but I want you to be aware, some of these problems are problems that your parents' generation may not have to have dealt with, because each generation has a different set of obstacles on their own. So we're going to get into the 5 problems left over from last week's show that baby boomers are still facing today. But if you've seen our old shows and you've seen me in my home, you already know it all starts with a spin. Now, one of the biggest problems baby boomers are facing today, and we touched base on this in the last show, is they're living longer than ever. Now, just because baby boomers are living longer than ever, it doesn't necessarily mean they're healthier than ever. They do have to pay for healthcare, and healthcare costs are rising consistently. It's on average that a married couple is going to have to pay out of pocket potentially somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 in healthcare expenses in retirement. So it is a major problem that all baby boomers have to face. And that is something we have to raise the flagpole or raise the discussion so we can start to figure out how you're going to tackle these unexpected costs when it comes to healthcare, because it is a major problem. And the previous generation, it wasn't exactly as such. So that is a major problem for baby boomers. That is problem number 1 that we're going to go over today. But problem number 2 is the biggest concern for baby boomers, and that is the fact that a lot of them are worried about outliving their income. Many baby boomers don't think their savings are going to last throughout retirement. This recent survey that I'm looking at below says that just 23, that's right, 23, I don't know what that is, don't you judge me, but 23% of baby boomers are confident in their savings in retirement. So at the very least, the discussion has to be had. How can you plan to get to and through retirement without outliving your income? And that all starts with income planning, because the strategies that got you to retirement are not the same strategies that are going to get you through retirement. It's now all about cash flow and figuring out how to create income streams that are going to cover your non-negotiable expenses in retirement so you can truly sleep well at night. That is the second biggest problem that baby boomers are facing, is simply not enough of them are confident that they'll have enough money to retire and live an abundant retirement. And that is something that we have to have the discussion on, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure everybody can retire with coffee and thrive in retirement, not just survive. The third biggest problem that baby boomers are facing today is working longer. You would think you could work a little bit longer if you need a little bit more money, but working longer is not a realistic option for everybody approaching retirement age, because like we just discussed, health is a big problem when it comes to retirement. Retirees are living longer than ever, but that does not mean they're living healthier than ever, so they may not be able to work even if they need a little extra income, because their bodies are deteriorating. So make sure you take care of yourself before you retire if you're youngins out there, because you want to get to retirement so you can enjoy retirement. If your body's failing you, that's not exactly a retirement people hoped to live. So take care of yourself so when you get closer and closer to retirement, maybe if you have to work, you'll be able to work a little bit part-time so you can still earn a little extra income. I just like doing that, so we're going to do it again. Well, you know what? Let's go with a double spin, because the fourth tip is really a crazy one. I'm sure 20 years ago, nobody would have thought this was even a possibility. The fourth tip is the labor force, or the transition of labor force for baby boomers that might want to stay on the job. Well, the transition that's happening right now is a lot of part-time jobs, or a lot of things that people might be able to do to make a little extra income. They're becoming automated. So baby boomers are going to be the first generation ever that has to fight in the labor force with automation, with robots doing your job. That is a big problem. So if you're wanting to work all the way into your retirement, start to look at jobs or positions and skills that cannot be automated so you can provide value to the workforce. But that is a major problem that baby boomers are going to have to face. Some of them might be automated out of the workforce before they're ready to be. That is 4 of the biggest problems baby boomers are facing today. This has been Retire with Coffee, episode 3, part 2. But I know we have one more problem that baby boomers are facing. So that means we have one more spin. Boomers, that's you, who retire in their mid-60s to late 70s, need to have at least enough money saved up for a decade. Now, as we're mentioning this, you've already realized 23% of baby boomers out there think their savings are going to last throughout retirement. And baby boomers that are retiring at mid-60 to their early 70s need somewhere from 1 to 2 decades of savings in order to thrive in retirement, not just survive. You can see how that's a problem. It's a problem that we have to tackle, and it's a problem we have to discuss, because retirement is becoming harder and harder than ever, because there's no longer companies that offer pensions very often, and the 401k could be halved if the market goes against you, like in 2008. So baby boomers are the first generation that I like to say are yo-yos. They're on their own. It's a yo-yo economy. You are on your own. That means you have to get educated and implement things that are in your best interest so you, my friends, can thrive in retirement, not just survive, because that's all we want for you at Retire with Coffee. We want to make sure you're educated, we want to make sure you're entertained, and we want to make sure you take a little bit of information from us so you can learn how to thrive in retirement, not just survive, and we want you to do it over a cup of coffee. That's right. We want you to learn how to thrive in retirement, not just survive, over a cup of coffee. So if you like watching the show, remember, you can watch morning, noon, or night, or if you're on the go. Make sure you tune back in on Monday. John will be back with me. This is Retire with Coffee, episode 3. It has been my favorite number. It has probably been my favorite show that I've done on my own. So I am going to lead on out with John's close. I hope you don't hate me, because I'm going to have to see him in a few moments. But I'm taking John's lead and going with the old Irish prayer. And that is, my friends, may the wind be at your back. May the sun shine warmly on your face. May the low road rise up to meet the high road. And before our paths meet again, my friend, may God bless you, anoint you with good health, and have a magnificent day. Peace out.